Uh, Ethan, do you know which vitamins are, when the food is cooked, which vitamins disappear? Like which are more stable? I mean I know what vitamin C is the less stable vitamin. Even touched with water, probably, if you when you wash the tomatoes, let's say, some amount of vitamin C goes out. But if it's cooked, then all of it. But how about, who are those stable vitamins that don't go out?
I don't know. Do you know?
Actually, I don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
No, anyone knows?
No, well, that was also part of my question earlier, that you mentioned before that some of the vitamins, even though they are like inside the body, depends if we have sufficient amount of some other substance to support the process, or some can be blocked by other substances. So, I mean, how can we be sure that even I eat these vegetables and fruits, how can I be sure that actually how much of that of the vitamins they contain I actually use, or do I really use any?
Well, you mean as far as from food or from pills?
From food.
Well, we know that our bodies do use the vitamins from food because we don't have all of these problems like scurvy or rickets and things like that. I mean, if you can go down all of these deficiency diseases and you say, okay, well, I don't have this, I don't have bleeding diathesis and night blindness and beriberi and
Yeah, but for example, let's say I don't eat the fruits, I don't eat the vegetables, or I eat only cooked vegetables, and I still don't have the symptoms of vitamin C deficiency.
So wait, you say if you don't eat fruit
Yes.
and you don't eat vegetables.
Or I only eat cooked vegetables, which means, you know,
The
the vitamin C is gone, but I still don't have any symptoms of vitamin C deficiency. So how do I actually get vitamin C? I mean, just as an example.
Do you know a case like
Yes.
this?
You know the case as well.
Okay, one thing is that
You can get it from liver.
No liver vegetarian.
Oh, actually, because you can get it from raw animal meat and fat, but you're vegetarian. I'm pretty sure you have to eat fruits and vegetables to keep yourself. I mean, that's the whole. It didn't really matter what the people on the ships when they were going from Europe to the United States. It didn't matter what they were eating. If they weren't eating something with vitamin C in it, they were getting scurvy. I think that's when your teeth fall out.
your gums blow up.
Your gums blow up and your teeth fall out. So, it's kind of, you know, there are some things that are actually fortified with vitamin C. Like I think Skittles have small amounts of vitamin C in them, you know, and there are some drinks, you know, that have vitamin C in them. So, I think, you know, in a way, it's the government has done an okay job, like kind of a scatter shotgun, making sure that we, you know, even if you don't eat fruits and vegetables, well, even if you don't eat fruits and vegetables, you're not going to get scurvy because they put vitamin C in some candy and drinks, and probably fortify all kinds of things with it. I mean that's why they fortify breakfast cereal with vitamins, is because the modern American diet for the last 50 years has been, you know, forget fresh fruit and vegetables. It's going to be canned food and microwave dinners. Does that answer your question? Your question is, if you're a vegetarian, how can you get vitamin C if you're...
We have had interesting cases with vitamin C that people who have been on long trips with boats have taken pills, 500 milligrams a day, which should keep you fine, have actually gotten scurvy, even though they took vitamin C in a pill
Yeah,
form.
that's what Alexander mentioned earlier. Yeah, because I also watched a program on CNN, and it was kind of, I mean, it left the question unanswered. And they had taken cases of people, it was about supplements in general. And they were investigating whether really supplements have any effect? And there was no actually answer. Because there have been people like taking supplements for maybe 20 years. And, well, I don't know, like, I'm a bit suspicious there probably is some kind of, you know, scientific conclusion, let's say, or, you know, opinion, whether they, you know, I mean, it does not, the answer does not have to be yes or no, but, you know, still probably we can kind of prove that are they really absorbed in the body or not.
Well, part of my research, when they were researching vitamin E, when they were researching, you know, let's see, you know, do we need to, like your question was, do you need to eat, or I'm sorry, I'm losing it, I'm tired. Do the vitamins actually get absorbed into your body? They were doing this study on if you just take a vitamin E pill, because it's fat soluble, do you need to take it with food? Do you need to take it with something that contains fat? Can you just take it with water? And I think your question is your body absorbing it or is it being passed out? The way that they tested it was they gave the person the pill with water, they gave the person the pill with this, and then they tested their blood and actually did find it in their blood. So it is being absorbed.
In all the cases.
Even in the case with water, actually, because these vitamin E pills actually have fat put into them.
Or is it possible that it depends on the producer, or who makes the pills?
That too.
It also is like I said, if you take a vitamin E pill just with water, if there's no actually fat inside of the vitamin E pill, then it might not be absorbed. But actually, a lot of them do put fat into the vitamin E pill, so it can be absorbed. It doesn't take very much fat for it to be absorbed.
Any questions?
Can you say something about vitamin A? For which purpose or what's the effect of consuming vitamin A?
Yeah, and vitamin A is one of the really, another one of, they're all like controversial. Actually, I would even say it's one of the really controversial ones, but let's start with what is vitamin A. When you eat a carrot, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not actually eating vitamin A. You're eating the precursors to vitamin A. You're eating carotenes. They're called, like, there's alpha, beta, there are a number of different carotenes, and then the vitamin A is actually then produced in your body, right? So vitamin A is retinol, and 4 carotenoids, including beta carotene. It's fat soluble. What can you get vitamin A from? Orange vegetables, including carrots, pumpkin, squash, and even green vegetables like spinach. I think there are a lot of sources for vitamin A. Is this also? That's vitamin B2. Okay. So, yeah, vitamin A was sort of controversial because what the Wall Street Journal posted, here I'll just read it. The Wall Street Journal said several studies indicate that beta carotene can raise the incidence of lung cancer in smokers. There was this long study done where they took habitual smokers and then gave them vitamin A. There were actually 2 different studies going on in 2 different parts of the world, and before the study was finished, they had to stop the study because a bunch of the people started dying. So here's the point. They were giving them vitamin A pills. They weren't saying, hey, all of you smokers, let's eat some really healthy vegetables. They were giving them vitamin A pills. The problem is like complete vitamin A pill can block the uptake of the raw carotenoids, I think, this is right, or it's vice versa. I can't remember, but one will block the other, so that your body is actually then not getting enough of the vitamin A. I'll just read through this. I don't want to read through it, but I will. So that was what the Wall Street Journal said, that taking vitamin A can increase the incidence of lung cancer in smokers. Now, these people went and talked to other scientists, and they said, our experts respond, virtually all studies indicate that smokers who consume the most beta-carotene-rich fruits and vegetables, so actually from fruits and vegetables, have the lowest levels of lung cancer. In the study in question, to test this hypothesis, men who smoked cigarettes or were exposed to lung-damaging asbestos were given 20 milligram to 30 milligram daily supplemental beta-carotene. So it's the precursor. They were actually given beta-carotene pills. Not vitamin A pills, but just beta-carotene pills. And what the study, what they were finding is that the men who are consuming beta-carotene pills, this is a precursor of vitamin A, actually did get more lung cancer. So the problem here is the form of the vitamin used. Synthetic beta-carotene. They're saying you cannot equate synthetic beta-carotene with the actual fruits and vegetables. The actual fruits and vegetables include all of the different carotenes, and they work together. Their opinion is that synthetic beta-carotene should not even be sold. People should never take synthetic beta-carotene. It was actually for a long time being pushed as an antioxidant. Synthetic beta-carotene can block the body's absorption of natural carotenes, or carotenoids. So the doctor says your best bet is, instead of taking synthetic beta-carotene, take a supplement, maybe if you find the right multivitamin that has all of the different carotenoids in it, or just eat fruits and vegetables. It says try to go for something that has mixed carotenoids, something as close to the form of the nutrient in actual fruits and vegetables, if for some reason you can't take the fruits and vegetables. So it says it shouldn't really be a problem. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Yeah, it does, really? Do you have anything to add to that?
No.
No?
I have another question. I don't know if you know the answer, but maybe.
Probably not.
No, maybe you, because you read a lot about it. When our bodies, human bodies, they how do you say, waste or spend the vitamins, right? So we have to eat vitamins. So in which occasions we spend more than usual? Like, for example, does smoking makes the body waste more vitamins than the non-smokers? Or drinking alcohol, or sports,
Yep.
or whatever,
Stress,
cold weather
stress,
or hot weather. So
stress, sports, like exercise.
is all the vitamins are like this?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. I think so. I think any sort of stress on your body, whether that's just being sick or whether that's self-induced stress like sports activities. Maybe if you're in a stressful living environment with pollution, or you put the pollution inside of yourself, alcohol and tobacco, junk food, any chemicals I think you're putting into your body are going to probably at some point in some part of your body necessitate more of one or more vitamins. Do you have anything to add to that? One of the things that there was this conversation in a taxi ride about vitamin C, and what I said about vitamin C wasn't really correct. I think what I said about vitamin C was I don't remember exactly what I said, but it wasn't exactly right. And later I'll get on to what vitamin C might actually be able to do as a positive. But something that somebody else mentioned was that, oh, there's no reason to take vitamin C because only marathon runners need to take vitamin C because their bodies break down the vitamin C a lot faster. Vitamin C is used to strengthen the cell walls in your cells. So I imagine if you exercise really hard, you're breaking down a lot of those cells. You're breaking down the muscle tissue itself. That you need to rebuild that muscle tissue, so you need more vitamin C.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think smoking. I'm not sure exactly how smoking makes things bad. Other than you can imagine. This is from a graphic that I saw a long time ago. Imagine just generally you have these balls inside of your body, these really small balls, and one ball might have let's make it really simple and just say 4 points on that ball, and those 4 points can only take 4 different things. Now each one of them might be able to take 10 or 20 different things, but they're only 4, so I can only put 4 things on them at any one time. I have lots of balls, so I can put stuff other places. But if I'm smoking, the nicotine itself might go and stick on one of those points. And you might fill up, all of the balls might have one of the points taken up by nicotine. If you're putting other bad things in your body, you might also have like stress hormones and stuff like that. You might have some of the other receptors also blocked, so that would actually block the body's uptake of the vitamins that you need. So I think the idea is do fewer things that harm your body and do more things that make your body healthy. This isn't a speech about should we take vitamin pills. This is a speech, or is it actually? Let's see. The title of the speech is "What are vitamins and can we take too many?" So it's kind of a speech about should we or should we not take vitamin pills. But I think the important point is to understand what vitamins are, why we need them, how we can get them, and then talk about is it possible to take too many, such as, or take the wrong kind, like taking beta-carotene supplements. There was another one, you asked about vitamin A. I can't remember which one it is. Did you hear about, there's one of the vitamins, if you take too much, it can cause low bone density? And it's probably right in here.
Yeah, which one is related
Okay,
to
it's vitamin D. It's vitamin D. The Wall Street Journal said calcium and vitamin D supplementation may not reduce the risk of fractures in women. Sorry,
Yeah, exactly.
no, that's not the right one. Was it B?
No.
Was it E? Nope. Okay, I can't remember. Is it B?
How about C? Can you take
Is it
too
C?
much vitamin C?
Can you take too much vitamin C?
Apparently not too much. Like, it's probably you can, but
It says the overdose disease is vitamin C megadosage. Megadosage or something. Megadose.
Yeah,
It can probably just make
we
you
have
probably
had,
just make your stomach sick or something.
10, even 20 times more than the prescribed, and people have still.
Yeah, I think if you're taking it with food, if you're, as far as I remember, my stepfather is a nurse, or I don't remember who I asked, but I think as long as you're taking it with food, you can never take too much vitamin C. I think if your body will just pass it out. I think if you're not having enough food, it might make you feel sick, at least your stomach. I mean, if you've ever eaten like a big box of dried fruit or something like that, you get a stomach ache. Or if you eat like, you try to eat 20 oranges or something like that, you might get a stomach ache. Or you buy 2 liters of orange juice and just chug it down, you might get a stomach ache.
Yeah, but that might not be because of the vitamin C, you know? It's, it might be because of something...
What's the,
Too much.
the acid?
Yeah, might be the acid. It's
Vitamin C is
okay,
Vitamin
vitamin
C-
is
vitamin
acid,
C is an
ascorbic
acid.
Yeah,
Ascorbic acid, yeah.
but
It could also be the citric acid.
yeah.
The citric acid.
So, of course you can overdose. You can overdose on water. People can die from overdose of water. I think it's 5 liters. If you drink 6 liters of water, you'll die. Right?
Unless
So-
you're exercising and
and
passing
do it
it.
gradually,
Yeah.
right? Gradually, but if you really you'll disturb the electrolyte balance in the organism, and you will die. So of course you can overdose on everything. You can do it on water. It just usually the limit now is way lower than what we should be taking to be more healthy. That's what many naturopaths are saying. And I mean, I wouldn't know, but I think 1,000 it's okay. 1,000 wouldn't harm anybody. But then yet, it's discovered that just eating one orange, which has maybe 50 or 60 milligrams, is better than taking 500 milligrams of just a pill, because it comes in a holistic form which the body can much more easily absorb.
Yeah, otherwise we could just live on,
Yeah,
on
that-
pills and not even take
Yeah,
any
yeah,
food,
Now it
but
reminds
we
me-
can't.
Yeah.
Like last time you said like the fish who are grown in a
Farmed fish.
Yeah, they don't have what was it, omega-3, because they don't eat the stuff.
More and more they're being
Yeah.
fed corn and soy.
Yeah. So how about the vitamins? How about, for example, the orange? Now that Angel mentioned the orange that has 50 milligrams of vitamin C. What if the orange was grown in some special situation that is it possible it doesn't have vitamins at all?
That would be pretty strange. As far as my research has shown, because there was a time when I was really curious about the difference between organic and non-organic, or something grown in a really nutrient-rich soil as opposed to a nutrient-deficient soil. The conventional or fruits and vegetables grown in a nutrient-deficient soil are obviously going to be nutrient deficient in some ways or others, because a lot of times these nutrients, I'm not sure necessarily specifically about C and B, and maybe you can talk about that, but as far as other things, other essential things inside of those foods, like a lot of the fruits and vegetables produce something in their skin that helps fight off mold or fight off insect attacks and stuff like that. If the soil is not nutrient rich, the plants are not able to make that chemical in their skin to fight off the mold, to fight off the insects, so that the insects come and attack, and then they need to use chemicals to get rid of the mold and get rid of the insects. So it seems like if the plants are not able to create these chemicals, they're probably not going to have as high of a concentration of the vitamins as well.
In relation to this, are you familiar? Does the usage of pesticides and insecticides affect the production of vitamins in the fruits and vegetables?
I don't know. I don't know. There was I can't remember the woman's name, but a scientist was talking about how I think the sorry to jump around, but I think the main idea with the pesticides and herbicides and fungicides are actually that they're chemicals and bad for your body.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't
That's
think that's as much of an issue with the inhibiting of the production of the vitamins. But what's more important, I think, is the soil healthy. If you have healthy soil, you're probably going to have a healthy fruit or vegetable. If your soil is not healthy,
So, is that,
well, and the way to tell if your soil is healthy is if you pick this farm, does this farm need to use your basic nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus fertilizer to be able to even get the plant to grow?
yeah.
If they need to use these three things, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, to get the plant to grow, it means that the soil is nutrient deficient. What's misleading is that when we think about fertilizer, a lot of times we only think about nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. But there are 15 to 20 other, or more, I can't remember, other nutrients that the plants also need that just aren't in that soil. I mean, I remember looking at a comparison between organic potatoes and non-organic potatoes. I think I was actually going at this because I was interested about the poisons that are in potato skins, and I wanted to find out, like, is it better to eat potatoes with the skin or without the skin? Because I've always eaten them with the skin. And this study was really misleading, or not misleading, but really confusing, because what I remember being very confused about was that it said a potato with the skin peeled off has more vitamin C than a potato with the skin still on. Now ask yourself that question: how is that possible? So I think some information in that study must have been mixed up. But I don't know if that answers any questions.
I think we have time for one final question.
One more question.
Yeah, if we have. Last question.
I believe there are few people in Taiwan, they took a vitamin every day. And it seems in America, lots of people take a vitamin. Do you know the reason?
Do I know why people take vitamins every day?
Yeah. I mean, in a comparison to American, Taiwanese took a
Less.
less vitamin.
Well, it might have to do with that vitamin pills and supplements and things like this have been highly advertised and pushed by media and on TV and in movies for many years. And I think that's just, in a way, that's just sort of the way that Americans think, is like, a lot of Americans grew up with this cartoon called the Jetsons. It's a future, the family's living in space or on the moon or something, and they do just eat pills. They don't eat food, they just eat pills. And that's kind of in the American mindset, is you know, if the doctor says, or if the TV show says, or if the TV doctor says that I should take these pills, and even the bigger the better, right? I buy, you know, people buy a package of pills this big, whether they're good pills or not, it's a big package, and it says on the front, mega dose or something like that. And they think that's great, right? I think that's more of a question of psychology as to why. But
also relate maybe to the approach of like Chinese medicine and Western medicine. So the way Chinese medicine understands the body and the way that Chinese medicine was developed is through other means, not through pills. So this is kind of like
Right.
newer.
And I think if you go into the Chinese doctor and you walk in there, you see all of these plant-based things
Yes,
that are very high
exactly.
in minerals.
Yeah.
And anyway, so let's go ahead and finish up. Thank you everyone for coming,
Thank you.
and thanks for being patient.